Hello everyone, happy holidays, happy almost 20 New Year, happy almost New Year. I can't speak anymore. I'm at this point of the year where I don't know what the hell is going on anymore. So today we are going to be looking at my top 10 albums of 2019. We're also going to be enjoying some cheeses and some crackers. We're going to be eating some grapes as well, and to finish that off we're going to be having a nice glass of wine to send the year away with our top 10 albums. So cheers to you guys. Alright, so before we start, I do want to say that I have so much appreciation for you guys for watching all my videos and supporting all that, and the cover videos. I've had a lot of feedback from you guys and I really appreciate all of that. So I just want to say thank you for all that, and thank you for watching these videos. I mean, I'm sitting here talking to a camera right now, so I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch these videos and just to check in what's going on with music and with my life. So yeah, let's start. I have a list here. I do have 6 honorable mentions that I want to say first that did not make my top 10, but that I really enjoyed the albums wise. The first is Panihida, I believe that's how it's pronounced, by Batushka. Then we have Rewind, Repeat, and Rebound by Volbeat. Post Malone, I'll admit, it's my guilty pleasure. Hollywood's Bleeding. Villagers of Ionna City. And the album that really stuck out to me is Age of Aquarius. Then we have Walk the Sky by Alter Bridge. And the last notable mention is Revelations of Oblivion by Possessed. With the notable mentions done, let's get down to my top 10 albums of 2019. So we're going to have some cheese really quickly. Good cheese. This is Bulgarian cheese. It's called Kashkaval. This comes from my country. If you guys ever go out, look for it. It's pretty good cheese. It's made from sheep's milk, so you should enjoy that. And these grapes are phenomenal as well. Alright, so at number 10 we have Dustier Ghost Invited by Gaahl's Wyrd. So for those of you that don't know Gaahl, he used to be the frontman of a black metal band called Gorgoroth, but he went on to make a solo project called Gaahl's Wyrd. And it is a black metal album, but it also has this really dark atmospheric aspect to it, and that's what I really enjoyed. It's just gritty. It's almost like you're in some wilderness, some cold wilderness, and this is what it feels like. It's just this dark ambience, and it's just heavy, and I don't know, it has this really dark, ominous vibe to it. While it's funny because Gaahl doesn't scream so much or growl on this album, but still, it's just that ambience that really gets me. So at number 10, I'm going to put Ghastir, Ghost Invited by Gaahl's Wyrd. Number 9, we have Berserker by Amon and Amarth. Now, Amon and Amarth is probably one of my favorite bands. They are a phenomenal band, super heavy, super melodic. I've always liked Viking mythology, so instantly I was drawn to this band. This album is, again, great. I think has a lot of songs that are phenomenal and I really enjoyed listening to, and I kept repeating them over and over. The only thing is, people were saying that this album was their best work since Twilight of the Thunder God, which I don't necessarily agree. But for what they brought this year, it's still that hard-kicking heavy metal Viking mythology that I really enjoyed, and a lot of their songs are just, they give you this energy and this drive to, succeed and work out. And so, again, I just love their sound. And so with that, I want to give them the number 9 slot. So again, that is Berserker by Amon Amarth. I'm about to eat this cracker right now. Let's see how this is. It's like a good cracker. So at number 8, we are going to put a band that has not been around for almost 10 years now. They finally put out an album. I think it has been a decade. This is going to be the album Rammstein by Rammstein. So, again, they've been gone for so long. I've always enjoyed Rammstein. I love their use of the techno elements, that kind of German dance music, the industrial sound. And yeah, they disappeared for a while, and then they came back. I remember reading an interview about how they were describing the whole process as basically like a sexless marriage. So I don't know what the hell that means. I'm not married, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, they came back and they dropped the song Deutschland, and phenomenal video if you haven't heard that. And I just enjoyed their sound. They're back to that heavy German rock metal vibe that they bring in, kind of dance music. And I used to learn German by watching their videos, so I kind of missed that. And now that they're back, it's a great album. The Radio and Weitweg are two of my favorite songs, but there's also other really good hidden tracks that you should listen to. And so with that, cheers to Rammstein. We're going to put them at number 8. So, another band that has been gone for a little while, and they've just released a new album this year. They released a song last year, but the album came out this year. And so with that, at number 7, we are going to put Shaped by Fire by As I Lay Dying. So I was at first skeptical of this album a little. I'm not the hugest As I Lay Dying fan. I mean, I listened to them back in middle school when Ocean Between Us came out. And, I like the feel of the songs. I kind of vibed. I never got super into metalcore, but again, I enjoyed it. But this album, I remember putting this on when I was at the gym. I was running, I was doing cardio. And I turned this thing on, and I mean, I was running. This thing has so much power, and they're back with that same ferocity that they had. It's hard hitting, guitar driven, bass driven, drum driven, heavy metal, that I really enjoy. And so, again, I was listening to this album, and there's so many great songs on this thing. It just makes you want to get in the gym, just burn away all that stress. At number 7, we are going to give it to Shaped by Fire by As I Lay Dying. Cheers to them. Alright, so number 6. This was a band that I had not really even heard of before. I was looking at Loudwire, and they said this was one of the best albums of the year, so I said, okay, I'll check it out. The album cover looked cool. So at number 6, and I'm sorry if I butcher this name, we have Verkligheten by Soilwork. At first, I doubted this album. I mean, I liked a few songs, but it didn't catch me as much. And then I recently started listening to it again. I went through the album again, and a second time, my God, I mean, like every song, not every song, but a lot of these songs just had this great melodic drive to it while still keeping that metal sound. And so with that, I just kind of kept listening more and more and more, and then I fell in love with this album. With that, I believe Verkligheten by Soilwork deserves a number 6 slot on my top 10. Alright, number 5. We've got one of my personal favorite bands that unfortunately are no longer going to be together as they were. I'm going to give that to Hexed by Children of Bodom. I've always loved Children of Bodom. I remember listening to them when I was a kid, but just loved their guitar works, all that. Just the whole band is so tight together, and the songwriting by Alexi is so tight. And so this album came out, and it definitely has more of that feel of their earlier albums, that classical, neoclassical style. And so I put it on. I remember listening to this. I remember when Under Grass and Clover came out, and they went back to that heavy, early style sound. So I thought, if this song is going to sound cool, I wonder what the rest is going to sound like. And when the album came out, I was not disappointed. You have Platitudes and Barren Words, Glass Houses. Hex, the title track, is amazing. There's so many good songs. Even This Road, the second single that came out, they just have this drive again to them. Unfortunately, as many of us know, Children of Bodom, in terms of most of its members, is no longer the same. Alexi and Daniel are working on moving past that and finding new members. But again, for right now, number 5 goes to Hexed by Children of Bodom. Number 4. This is a band that I should have listened to much more than I actually did. This is In Flames, I the Mask. I never really listened to In Flames before, I'll be done honest. I just it just passed them over, you know. But when this album came out, one of my friends, one of my coworkers was talking about them, and I decided to give it a go. And a lot of these songs, you know, again, they have this great melodic structure to them, this great guitar solos, this great riffs. So I started listening, and you know, I'm sure I've heard a few of their songs before, and they've changed their sound as most bands do. But again, I thought this record was great. I thought the songs were well written. I thought the melodic structure of the song was well written. There was great melodies, great guitar solos. I did an album review on it earlier this year. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. And, you know, with that, I just thought this album was great. So we're going to leave it at that. Number 4 is I the Mask by In Flames. At number 3, we have Distance Over Time by Dream Theater. Say no more. Dream Theater is Dream Theater. I mean, they're a phenomenal band. John Petrucci is an amazing guitarist. They're all amazing musicians. And this album, again, is no different. They went back kind of to that earlier sound that got them, started to get them big and whatnot. And songs are incredibly well written. I mean, there's so much melody, there's so much progression in all these songs. So with that, I think the number 3 slot definitely deserves to go to Distance Over Time by Dream Theater. At number 2, again, we have a band that I should have listened to much more. Much more. This is In Cauda Venenum by Opeth. Opeth is exactly the type of sound I have grown to love. I mean, they have heavy sections, they have light sections, they have synths and strings, they have great guitar solos, great vocals. The videos are amazing. This album was absolutely incredible. I think I literally just did not like 1 or 2 songs from the album, but just overall it has such a great progressive rock sound to it that that's exactly what I'm looking for. With that, I think this album, again, is an amazing release for Opeth. I went back and listened to so many of their other songs, and they just keep pumping out this great music. And so with that, I definitely do believe that In Cauda Venenum deserves the number 2 slot. With that, we get to the number 1 album of 2019 for me. When this album was announced, I wanted it out now. I wanted it out as they announced it. And then when this thing came out, I couldn't even wait till midnight for it to come out. I remember being on YouTube and just refreshing it as people were uploading the song. So I'll fully admit, I think I cheated, but I just could not wait. So the number 1 album of 2019 for me has got to be The Great War by Sabaton. Sabaton is a phenomenal band. Their songs are just power metal, and they've got guitars and the synths, the drums, just everything works. You get history lessons from these guys. They just have so much power in their music. And this album is incredible from start to finish. There is not a single bad song on this album. Not a single one. I liked every single song. Every song tells an aspect of the Great War. Everything tells a story or a part of that war. And it was crazy because I didn't even realize this, but this year was when officially the war was ended by the Treaty of Versailles. And I didn't realize that, but I found that absolutely incredible that they released it on the 100-year anniversary. But again, this album was absolutely incredible. Not a single bad song. Hands down, my top album of 2019. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciated you staying here, drinking with me, eating some crackers and cheese and grapes with me. I hope you guys are having an amazing holiday season. I hope you guys have a great new year. You welcome 2020 with whoever you're spending it with. Here's to more great music, and here's to more of just whatever is to come. Cheers, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the year.